I'm Max Sterling, welcome to LarpGasm. Today we're going to take a look at a food item that I think would be cool to incorporate into a game, whether it's post-apocalyptic or set in the future, if it's sci-fi, or even just in a medieval fantasy setting, maybe as something for like an evil sacrament or something just sort of odd that your characters could find and you could share with them. And what this product is it's called, I believe, Xoxoc is how you pronounce this. And what it is it's actually just dried Xoconostle, which is prickly pear cactus. And this is something that you probably wouldn't run across in your daily travels, but I guess depending on where you're at, maybe. But yeah, dried prickly pear cactus. So let me go and open this up here. And this particular brand, it's all natural, so that's a good thing about it. Let me go and just pull some out here. And this is pretty much what it looks like. So I don't know, you can maybe even say that they are ears, or dried out, you know, elf ears or something along those lines. Say it's some sort of skin. But it's pretty interesting looking stuff. So, and with the coloring, you know, it could be almost sort of like a flesh tone. So they make a couple different flavors. This particular one, I believe, is just the cactus dehydrated with some sugar. And as far as the ingredients, it's very simple. It's basically just the cactus and sugar. That's it. So very very easy going, and you just store it in a cool and dry place, so it'd be easy to transport to games. So we're gonna go ahead and see how fast we can crush this, and then I'll give you a review on the taste and everything afterwards. But you know, it seems like a pretty cool product. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you happen to have this and you want to play along, that's great. If you don't, you can pick some up, but let's go ahead and do this in 3, 2, 1. Oh God. It's like chewing leather. But I think that's because I had these sitting around for a while. That piece was a softer consistency, which is how I think it's supposed to be. I think this little bag actually had a hole in it. Well, I guess stuff being not fresh makes it more post-apocalyptic, right? I think these must be made in small batches and probably handmade. You can tell because a lot of these have the little drying rack marks on them from where they were dehydrated. I think that these are done as a large-scale factory product. I don't think that you would see that on here. Jeez. It'd be easy if they were just crunchy or chewy. Instead they're like in the middle. Last one. I knew this one was going to be the tough one, that's why I saved it for last. Jesus. Had to transfer back to my wisdom teeth. Them good old ones we used to grind up bark back in the day. There we go. If you don't have your wisdom teeth, you might have a hard time with this. I kept mine. Okay, so Xoxoc, I believe how you pronounce him, prickly pear cactus. So that was only 100 grams or 0.7 of an ounce, but I can tell you this much. I'm a fan. I think it's actually pretty good. When I bought this, it was okay, but I had this in my cupboard for a while. It didn't expire until like October of this year, but it's been in my cupboard for like 6 months, and I think while it was in there, some other stuff fell on it and it punctured the bag and sort of let air in, because I believe these are supposed to be sort of soft, even though they're dehydrated like a dehydrated fruit would be. But these were really hard, like a cheap beef jerky or something, where they used a bag cut of meat and it's just really tough and rough to eat. So yeah, aside from that texture, pretty enjoyable. But even that being said, if you were using this where you were just giving a piece to someone at a game, that sort of like really hard to chew texture might be sort of a cool add-in, because if this is supposed to be, an ear or something funky, or if it's supposed to be like just really old, the fact that it's hard to chew, not easy to eat, I think would add to that element. Now, to sit here and eat a whole box of them in that state like I just did, that's pretty rough. My jaw's probably going to be sore. And my fillings will probably be falling out of my head. But basically, yeah, really good. So, as far as the review, this Xoxoc, I believe how it's pronounced, dried prickly pear cactus, yeah, good. Tastes good. Very easy to transport. It's already dehydrated, so there's not really any way to screw this up. You can't crush it or do anything. As long as you don't accidentally leave it out, for a while and let it get hard as a rock, then you should be good to go. You could easily put this in a bag or a pouch or something and carry it around with you at a game. I think this would be a great complement to go if you had like some beef jerky or something along with you as dried goods. I mean, any dried fruit would work, but like I said, this is something that's sort of unique and different. People probably haven't had it. As far as taste, essentially, this is the sugared version. So really, it just tastes like I was eating a really big grape. Or something to that effect, because most of the taste that you get is sugar, but it had sort of like a grape sort of flavor to it, or like I guess more or less like a raisin would be probably a better way to say it. Definitely had that sort of a taste to it, to me anyways, but it really reminded me of like a raisin, not like a prune or something, but like a raisin. So if you like raisins, I think you'd really like this. Now, as far as price, this was like $6. And it's pretty hard to find. I got this off the internet. However, if you have, some sort of alternative food stores or some health food stores and stuff near you, you may be able to get these. This is a product of Mexico, so if you live in Mexico, this may be something that's easier to get a hold of. But where I'm at, I had never seen it before. However, maybe something that you can get, or they may be different brands of it. Maybe you've even tried it. But as far as price and availability, that's sketchy. $6 for 100 grams, not a very good deal, in my personal opinion. Something like this, to me, I could see maybe paying like $1 or $2 for, but that's my thoughts on it. So, as far as this Xoxoc for a LARP food, as far as taste, yes. As far as convenience, yes. As far as period, I would say, from a realistic historical point, depending on what type of game you're playing and depending on which region you're in and stuff, yes and no. I would say, for a medieval type of European game, no. But it could easily be passed off as another type of edible fruit. But as far as the texture and all that, like I said, if you're pretending that it's something else, like some sort of ears or skin, or I don't know, just maybe you are just saying that it is actually cactus, it would be good. I think something like this would fit perfect in a post-apocalyptic game, especially if you play out in a desert or something. And I think it would work out great. So I'm going to say basically a pass on the historical accuracy, because something like this certainly could have been made. It's just dehydrated fruit. I mean, the sugar wouldn't have been possible until later on, but the actual dried fruit is definitely something that would have been historically done. So we'll give it a pass on that. As far as the price, I give it a thumbs down on the price. So I would say if you're looking for an interesting food or something different to bring to your game, if that's an element of your game, or if you want to be sort of edgy at your game, then this is something that you could probably go with, and I think people would be interested in it. So check this out. If you like this video, go and click like, subscribe to my channel, be sure and share with all your friends, let them know that I'm here making these videos, and of course, as always, adventure on. Man. I feel like I just ate a leather shoe.